Hello there, it's good to have you here. I'm the Last Mixture, and welcome back to another video on Second Extinction that I didn't want to make either. I really didn't want to make this one. I thought perhaps I'd be a little optimistic and things would come around, but such is not the case today, or as of a few days ago. I'm a little late to this announcement, but here we are covering it nonetheless. So, regarding Second Extinction, that game that I made a video on back in June, I think, and I made just kind of a light prediction on the game kind of being extinct, at least at that point, or soon. And the devs made an announcement here on their website. It's linked on Discord, it's on Steam as well, and needless to say, the reception for all this crap has not been great. So, let's go through what they said, and let's talk about it a bit. So, got a little, actually, really cool concept art, I will say. That's very nice, I like that. So, dear Second Extinction community, we write to you today with a mix of emotions as we share important news about our future plans for the game. After thoughtful consideration and exploration of our best course of action, we have made the difficult decision to end active development of Second Extinction.
Looks like there's been a change of plan.
So, let's just address that, shall we? Yeah, so it's done. We're done. It's over. Finito. Let's go home, boys. What can you do, right? So, I want to talk about this. I want to talk a little bit about this before we continue. Awesome. There's kind of two sides to this, right? And I know a lot of people are and are going to be really upset about this and just mad and furious and going to be flinging all their hate towards the devs. And trust me, I understand. As someone who, really liked this game and was really looking forward to seeing where it was going to be going, headed into the future. So there's one side that I understand, everyone's frustrations with this. I understand if you're mad, you have every right to be, I get it. But then there's the other side of that too, and that is that, I know the devs, this is probably not the optimal outcome for them for this game. I imagine that a lot of the developers probably put a lot of work into this game and didn't want to see it end up where it is. So if you are really mad about this, if you are, disappointed or whatever, there's no need to just send insane amount of hate toward them. There's no need to, do that kind of thing, because at the end of the day, just like me behind the webcam here, behind my YouTube channel, behind my computer, they are still human beings who, have lives and have other things they gotta deal with. I'm not making an excuse for them, but I think people should also understand that what they say, even online, can have profound, lasting effects. So just keep that in mind. So we'll continue here. While Second Extinction is well loved among our players and the gaming community, I don't know if that's entirely true. I know a lot of people enjoyed it. I know there was a lot of people also had problems with it. So, yeah, I don't know. It regrettably did not achieve the success we hoped it would. Now, I'm not really sure if that's in terms of sales. I don't know if the game sold particularly well. Additionally, some unforeseen show-stopping issues prevented us from leaving early access and game preview. So that might be the main reason for all this even happening, is just a couple bugs or glitches that they just couldn't solve. And that might be as simple as it gets. Probably not. I suspect there's more to it than that. As you may recall, we initially planned to launch the 1.0 version late last year. Oh, I remember that shit. But the discovery of a few critical issues forced us to pull back close to the release. Unfortunately, it became clear that our small team lacked the resources necessary to hit our quality targets and exit early access and game preview, and the investment needed to do so was too large for us to bear. So, as with so many dinosaur games, and this happens a lot, in gaming in general, to be honest, but it seems like it's more common in the dinosaur gaming world, that companies tend to just bite off more than they can chew. Pun intended, by the way. It just doesn't happen. It's too much, and they just can't handle it, and then things get cancelled, or development ends, like here. And I suspected that was the case, that the small team just kind of couldn't handle the game, and it seems it's what they're saying, so it seems to be at least partially true. After evaluating our options and working during this year to find other potential solutions, this became the reality our team had to face. And I imagine that sucked for them. It sucks for us now, but I imagine that sucked for them when they kind of realized, hey, we can't do this. This is not going to happen. So, reality check, I guess. Second Extinction will be removed from sale on storefronts, but the game servers will remain active for the time being, allowing everyone who purchased Second Extinction to continue playing solo or with friends. So yeah, the game is being taken down from Steam. I think it was on, is it on Epic? It was free on Epic, so I don't know. I think it's still on Humble Bundle for some reason. I don't know if that's the thing. Maybe it got taken down, but yeah, and I assume it's being taken down on the Xbox Store as well, which is what it was also on. So, yeah, the servers are still up, so if you want to go and play the game after all this crap, I mean, you can. The servers are still there. I suspect that around this time next year, they'll be gone. If not earlier. You know, I don't see them keeping it up for that long, but we'll see. You know, you never know. We will eventually take the servers down later next year, but we'll communicate this well in advance once we have more information. As game developers, we always try to highlight our wins, even if there may be very few of them. You gotta read between the lines sometimes, guys. But sometimes we also need to celebrate our failures. Although Second Extinction did not achieve the goals we aspired to, it remains a success for us on many levels. Our small team turned an innovative concept into a fast-paced, fun experience that is amazing when shared with friends. And I will comment on that. It is true. At least I find it to be true, or found it to be true. It's a fun game, and it is fast-paced. It is action-packed. It's better with friends. I've played with a few of my buddies, and it was awesome. I loved it, and that's why I'm just so freaking disappointed right now. You know, it's just kind of like, ugh. Something that I've always thought about the game is I think that it could have been the dinosaur equivalent of Left 4 Dead 2. Now, don't get me wrong, it would never have reached that level, and it would never have been that good. But man, it could have gotten much better. You know, if the Horde mode was expanded, yeah, it could have been Left 4 Dead 2 just with dinosaurs and kind of Doom-style combat. And when it's all said and done, our mission is to bring this kind of joy to players everywhere in creative, explosive ways. In addition, Second Extinction has been a major learning experience for us. We've come away with a list of things that worked incredibly well, and things we know to avoid for future projects. One thing is for certain, while Second Extinction may be coming to a close, our commitment to crafting memorable moments that capture the magic of gaming will never fade. Now, that's a very typical kind of corporate mojo line, I think, that yeah, we know this all kind of burned in hell, but you know, we're learning. And I for one hope they do. This may be a really, really valuable learning experience for the team over at Systemic to just kind of avoid this shit in the future and get the kind of game style that they want to make down. You kind of saw that with a company like Telltale, who is closed down now, but you know, their Jurassic Park game kind of sucked, and they had some failures leading up to their immense triumphs, which was, I think, mainly being the Walking Dead Telltale series, The Wolf Among Us, and the Game of Thrones one. A lot of people love those games, still do. So, you know, Systemic, I think, has an opportunity here to kind of reverse the general terrible PR that this has given them. And on Steam, if you read a lot of the comments under their post, people are, like, ignoring the company on Steam, like, you know, they can ignore stuff. Nobody really has a lot of faith in Systemic right now, after Second Extinction. And I get it. On a lot of levels, this was a disaster for them, especially on the communication front. They could have done so much better in communicating all this shit along the way, but the radio silence for, like, a year there was just absolutely unacceptable for any company. I don't care who you are. If you're a small indie developer to, you know, freaking EA, Blizzard, Activision, all those bigger companies, you just can't do that kind of stuff, you know, or your fans will leave. People will be like, yeah, no, if you can't tell me what's going on, I don't care to stick around. And that's totally fair, you know, and that's definitely what happened here. Although this isn't the outcome any of us hoped for.
What? No!
Certainly not. We want to assure you that there are no layoffs associated with the decision. The passion, talent, and skill of the team who worked on Second Extinction is being put to good use on other projects across Avalanche Studios Group. So Avalanche Studios is the developer here, or whatever. Systemic Reaction and other things. I think they're just the team working on Second Extinction. That can correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, that's good that nobody lost their job over this. I mean, that's one positive thing here, I guess, you know. I think there was a lot of good stuff about Second Extinction. I've said it time and time again. I'm not going to sound like a broken record here, but I think there's potential for them to work on other games. We ask for your understanding and compassion towards the team members involved on the project who poured their hearts into this game as we move on to our next adventures. And I think that is an important point to make and to understand, is that whatever reasoning for this game getting cancelled, whether it was higher ups or just deadlines or just bugs they couldn't get over, I think for the most part the team over at Systemic is a good group of people. You know, they were really good with communication up until that silence there, and I dealt with customer service once or twice, and they were nothing but, you know, polite and helpful and all that. So I don't think it needs to be a case where we just attack all the team members and just say, "Oh, you're a piece of shit," because, you know, it sucks that this game got cancelled, but at the same time we don't want to just leave all the hate in our hearts out on the field for the devs to take, right? Thank you for being part of this journey and for your unwavering support. We are eternally grateful to have we are eternally grateful to have had you by our side. Wow, that's kind of hard to say. Thanks for the memories, Systemic Reaction. Yeah, so, you know, for me personally, I have a lot of great memories with this game. You know, and I'm sure the buddies that I played with do too. Particular shout out to Under Firewalled, or in real life, Isaac. Yeah, we played a lot of this game, buddy. We played a lot, and I had a lot of fun. You know, it was an awesome time seeing the ways that you glitched out the map all the time. Never failed. And you know, the new updates we'd check out together. It's good. It was awesome. So thanks for playing with me, man. And you know, a few of my friends, Mike, Kai, all of you were there to play with me a couple times, and I had good times playing the game solo as well, and also making these videos for you folks. I know I haven't made too many on the game. I figured I'd be able to make more when the game finally came out, but it seems like that will not be the case. So yeah, thank you. These Second Extinction videos I've done really well, so thank you to all of you for your support on these ones. And I wish I could deliver you guys better news. So I'm sorry for being the bringer of bad news with this game, but it's kind of the way it's went. You know, there hasn't been much good said about this game in a while, in quite a long time, which sucks. You know, just kind of my final thoughts and comments on all this before I head out here. I think this game and Second Extinction's failure overall speaks to maybe a larger issue with dinosaur games, and I want to make a video on that. I want to address just kind of the general failure that has been a lot of dinosaur games over the past, you know, whether it be the Stomping Land, which I'm sure a lot of people know the story on that one, numerous cancelled Jurassic Park fan games. I mean, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is selling worse than Frontier had hoped, Second Extinction getting cancelled, Primal Carnage Extinction is just kind of general mediocrity for 5, 6, 7 years. You know, it's all just kind of weird. It's strange, and I kind of want to go in a little more depth into why I think that might be the case. Now, something I also want to mention here at the end to you guys is that there's a lot of dinosaur games that look really promising coming up, and I know what you're thinking, like, please don't give me hope, and I understand that. But there is a lot of really neat looking dinosaur games on the horizon, and we'll see what the hell happens with them. Honestly, at this point, you know, I've always been a glass half full kind of guy. I try to be optimistic and positive in all my videos and in life in general, even when shit gets rough. But man, with dinosaur games, it's tough. If you're a fan of some dinosaur gaming, you probably ain't doing so hot right now. Regardless, you know, there's some games here I'll put on screen right about now that I'm looking forward to and I'm keeping an eye on, you know, so we'll definitely be covering those on the channel if, hopefully, they arrive on Steam. And one final thing I wanted to mention here at the end is Capcom's Exoprimal, which I'm not sure if that's out yet. I think it might be. I don't even know if it's getting updated, but that's a game that seems like it's very similar to Second Extinction in a lot of ways, kind of just a bunch of horde of dinosaurs and you get big guns and that kind of thing. So that might be one to check out or keep an eye on if you like Second Extinction. And hopefully Capcom, as a bigger company, might be able to, you know, put the resources into that game. Yeah, so as final thoughts, you know, RIP, F's in the chat for Second Extinction. Yeah, you know, the legacy of this game is not going to be great, and I think Systemic Reaction is in for a tough time in terms of their other games, because people will just be like, yeah, well, look what happened to this, right? So, but at the same time, I want to say that I had a lot of fun with this game. And I wish this wasn't the case, you know. I think there was a lot of things to love about the game. There was a lot of good stuff that I really enjoyed. And to see it go down like this is just shitty. And it makes me sad, you know. I'm not really, I don't think I'm as angry and frustrated as a lot of people are right now. I'm just kind of like, just kind of down. Just kind of like, you know, what are you gonna do? I'm sad, you know. But you know, we got other dinosaur games to look forward to, hopefully, and maybe there will be a turnaround for Systemic. Maybe the fallout from all this will be gone at some point, but yeah, so thank you to all of you for watching my Second Extinction videos and all of my other videos. We're almost at 900 subs on the channel, so big thank you and big shout out to all of you folks for supporting me. It's much appreciated, and I think I will be doing one last final kind of run with a couple of my buddies in Second Extinction video that I'll be posting here before the end of the year, you know, and just kind of a, you know, one final send-off to a game that I really, really liked. And that's where I'll leave it, folks. So thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then consider giving it a like and subscribing. The support for the channel is always appreciated. Much love, take care, and until next time.